Alright everyone, welcome back. We got another match here, and it looks like another Rain team. So far, Rain teams have always led off with Polytoad, and therefore leading with Bliss might be okay, but just in case they go off with Rotom, I want to have the chance to trick them. Well, I suppose if I predict them to trick, I could just switch to Sableye, but I don't know. I'd rather just lead with him. I'm supposed to lead with Sableye, that's what he's there for. So I go to Bliss now, and holy freaking crap, Bliss is almost 2-hit KO'd by that thing. That's ridiculous. So I don't know if I want to set up a Wish or a Toxic. I go for Wish first because of mishacks and crap like that, but he's not staying in. That's silly. I don't know. I guess it doesn't seem silly to me at the time because it was ridiculously that close to 2-hit KOing, but whatever. So now I'm kind of wasting the Wish in the air, which is too bad, but I would have wasted Toxic either way because it's a Steel type. So predicting Taunt and having him switch, I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. Doesn't work. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp again, because looking at his team, he has nothing that is immune to it. It's going to be affecting everything. Obviously, the special attacker is a little bit less, but it's still residual damage, which is something I really like to get with this team through various hazards and random residual hits and things like that. So, yay for me. Knowing that the Hydro Pump is coming, and knowing how much Bliss is going to take from it, plus Stealth Rocks, I don't really feel safe going to Bliss, because I want to keep it for Latios and Rotom, but man, I don't know what to do about that. So I'm thinking about tricking him, even though it's not beneficial. I really want to hit that Rotom or that Latios instead with the Iron Ball, but taking this thing's specs away would make it much less offensively threatening, and then I could have a wide array of things to kill it with. So I ended up going to Latios, hoping that I could resist it and not get owned. And he ended up just switching out instead, predicting something. So I go for Psyshock, which actually recently changed. And here we are now against a Pharaoh, but it's in Rain. So I don't really want to switch to HP Fire, because I know it's not going to probably wouldn't 2-hit KO at that range. And I don't want to reveal it this early either. So I'm just going to switch out, bluff the Scarf, or the Specs, or whatever. And I get a guaranteed Stealth Rock up now, which is cool. So I'm looking at his team. He does have Tentacruel as a spinner, which is always annoying, because it just means it's always more of a hassle for me setting up hazards when I have a spinner, obviously, but it forces me to go into Sableye more often than I like, and, you know, whatever. So it's just something I have to keep in mind to prepare myself for my next turns as I want to progress through them. So I go over to Sableye now, thinking Tentacruel may come in, or allow myself a chance to burn it, whatever. And here comes Rotom, which is exactly what I want. I get to trick it in Iron Ball, which stops it being fast, stops it levitating, and now it's really a tough choice of what I want to do. I can Will-O-Wisp and then die, because that Hydro Pump hurt. I can Recover and then die, because that Hydro Pump hurt. And in the end, I go for Recover, figuring it gives me the best chance if he wants to Volt Switch, or if Hydro Pump misses, etc. Now that the thing is not levitating anymore, I can hit it with Earthquakes. I don't need the Will-O-Wisp residual damage as much, and that has a higher miss chance than Hydro Pump anyway, so I go for Recover. He switches to Volt Switch, which I do actually think that's the correct play, but you know, whatever. And here comes this guy now, who again, his choice specs hurt, and I know that even if I Recover, I'm gonna die. So I'm thinking that if I trick it again, I give it lefties, but it still has the residual burn, and then I'll get rid of its offensive prowess from the specs. So that is in fact what I do. Obviously you can tell by the sped up super speedy nature all of a sudden that I took a long time on these two moves. So that's what I do. I sacrifice Sableye, I lose my spin block, which sucks, but I feel like I kind of didn't really have a choice, because if Blissey came in on that Hydro Pump, well, he didn't go for Hydro Pump, but if he went Hydro Pump and Blissey came in on it, it would have been 2-hit KO'd, which is just retarded. And I definitely need Bliss, again, for Latios. So, although if it has Psyshock, then I guess I didn't really think about that during the match. Whatever. So, he swaps out to Tenta. I'm putting up a Wish because I don't want to take any more damage than I already have been. And I know he's probably going to try and spin here, which gives me a few different options. I can go to Landorus, or I can go to Latios, but in the event that he predicts a switch, which I don't really know why he would, because Blissey still needs to take a Wish for herself, I do feel safe from being attacked this turn. He doesn't spin, though. He ends up setting up Stealth Rock, which is, or not Stealth Rock, Toxic Spikes, which doesn't bother me too much, but it will start to rack up there. So I'm going to go for the Psyshock, and he protects, so it's like, okay. He did that last time. Maybe he's going to predict me to switch again, and I can go for another Psyshock, which is what I do. Unfortunately, I don't think it works out that way. I think he plays it safe again, and goes out to Pharaoh, which I didn't want to switch to HP Fire because, one, if I'm wrong on that switching predicament, that just doesn't work out well for me at all. And two, I think Pharaoh's HP is high enough where I'm still not going to 2-hit KO anyway, so I need to get some extra damage on that thing, which is just going to be really tough with Leech Seed and Protect. So, I know those Leech Seed Protect sets are common. I just never really predict them. I always think it's going to be more annoying, I guess. I don't know. But he's taking a long time because he's really not sure what he wants to do, which is totally fair. That's a tough turn. He ends up making the right play, going to Pharaoh, and I just... bleh. There's nothing really for me to do here. I sure as hell don't want to get T-Waved if he does have it. Nothing's going to enjoy a Leech Seed, that's for sure. But I think I go to Bliss, allowing me to get a chance to get a Wish up, because I know that thing needs some hit points back, and it's going to take some damage trying to get the Wish as well. So, there wasn't really anything I could do. No matter what I went to, he was going to get his Leech Seed, he was going to get all of his HP back. That thing's just going to be tough to kill. So there's not too much I can do about it. I'm going to get my Wish now, and even though I know 100% he's going to set Toxic Spikes up this turn, or Rapid Spin, I have to Protect, just in case he goes Scald or Surf and Blissey just dies. I just have to. As much as I know that sucks, it gave him his free layer, as opposed to me being able to... I guess really all I could have otherwise done would be S-Toss, to which he would have had Leech Seed and Rain Dish anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And that way I prevented a potential Rapid Spin, but I don't know, it feels bad knowing that I literally gave him a free turn, and I don't know, whatever. And yet Blissey's HP still sucks. I can't stay into Wish again, so that's just terrible. So I switch out to Skarm so that I can do, I don't know what the hell I can do. I forget why I went to Skarm. I really do. Maybe Whirlwind or something. But here, I feel like he's going to switch, and so I think that Whirlwind is the better play, whereas me going for Brave Bird is not going to help against Pharaoh or Rotom, both people he could potentially switch to, but he stays in. I'm like, oh my god, I could have hit that with the Brave Bird? Really? Dang. Even if he did get his Swords Dance up, I don't see what he thinks he would do to Skarm. I wouldn't get one-hit KO'd. I suppose I could have, like, flinched with Waterfall or something, but I just... I don't know, man. So here I sacrifice Bliss, which is fine. I'll get enough hazards of residual damage where I know I'll guarantee Politoed to die on whatever the hell I can do. I could save Bliss as death fodder, but I just, not interested in trying to finagle something snazzy with that. I'll just let Bliss go down, and now I have options. I can go to Terrakion and fire off close combats, but I am still afraid of his Latios. Even if he does try to switch it in, which I don't think he would, he's probably just going to let Politoed die. That's not a winning strategy. Same thing with Landorus or my own Latios. I'm assuming his is Scarfed, because it would be the only... I guess Specs Politoed, but otherwise it's going to be the only fast thing on his team. So I'm just assuming it's Scarf. Therefore, I'm going to be just in a world of hurt, because my Scarfer is slower. It just is. So... I go over to Latios, however, just in case he wants to try and go to... I don't know, man. I don't know. Latios was my choice. I guess in case he went to Latios, I could hit it with the Dragon Pulse, but I knew that regardless of whatever I went into, it would not... he would have something to bring in that would not be good, is really what it boils down to. So now it's just up to him to decide what his smarter play is. Does he go to Latios thinking he's faster, which he does? That is what he goes for, which, even if he's not Scarfed, I have HP Fire, which lowers my speed by 1, and he doesn't have HP Fire, or at least he damn well better not in the rain, so I know that even if he's not Scarfed, I'm still losing. So I take a Draco Meteor, and I know that I can take another one, just barely, so I'm going to switch to Roost and try and survive. If he is choiced, then I will. If he's not choiced, I will find out. I'll lose my Skarm to a Surf, which I do, Gets a crit. I don't think it mattered, because the rain is essentially a stab anyway, and the surf isn't resisted like Draco was. Yes, it's a lower base power, and he's, you know, half attack. I personally don't think it mattered. He did. Whatever, I'll take it. The important thing is now I know it's not Scarfed. So now I know that, well, Terrakion's still slower because I'm banded. But at least I know that Landorus is now faster because of his Scarf. So I can go to Latios and try and scare him out, but that just feels really risky, and I think I need Latios to KO a couple of his other things. I can go to Ragnarok, but I still probably die to a Surf, which is sad. And I really need this guy because Ragnarok can KO everything on this guy's team. Assuming that his Latios is coming in with Stealth Rock and it takes a close combat, I could definitely kill it. So my best choice is to go to Landorus and hit it with a powerful U-turn. If U-turn doesn't KO, however, see, here's the thing. I didn't see Life Orb again. Even with a freaking, you know, chat log, I didn't see Life Orb. So that didn't factor into my thought process at all. So I'm going to go to Landorus and U-turn out. He's probably going to go with Surf, and then I can have Latios resist it, which is exactly what I do. U-turn doesn't KO, which gets me real scared for a minute. But then Life Orb dies, or Life Orb kills him, which is fantastic. So that's how things boil down. It just took me a little bit of time to think about it. Had to think about all three of my options and what he can do. And I just know that my two other guys, not this guy, can take out his entire team with constant beats to the face, with the exception of this Latios because it's just faster than all my guys. So that's what we do. He said in the chat that he had no idea what this thing would do. He hasn't fought it very many times before, and I know this thing being Scarfed is not as common as other sets, so he was certainly not expecting a Scarf U-turn to not kill, but essentially kill. Wish it would have killed, because then I would have been able to go right into Terrakion, and I would have just destroyed everything that he would have had. And I would have been very happy about that. But instead I go into Latios to resist Surf. I take it no problem. Cat is trying to break down my door. Scratch, 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 scratch. Shut the hell up, kitty. Now he's got some options. He goes into this frog thing, which it's just a real tough dilemma of, is he going to Swords Dance or is he going to Sucker Punch? Regardless, I feel like going to this guy for the Intimidate is the correct play, even if he does Swords Dance. Or, God, if he Ice Punched, then I would have been screwed. But I don't think he would have predicted that. That would have been sick, though. But by doing that, I can Earthquake this thing. It's now dead, which is amazing. He can't go into Tentacruel. He can't go into Rotom because of Iron Ball for the win. So that's going to leave him going into Pharaoh, which is fine. He didn't go into Pharaoh. Maybe he forgot about Iron Ball? Maybe he doesn't know I'll be faster? I don't know, but Iron Ball for the freaking win. Otherwise, I would have been in a world of hurt. I would have been having to take a Hydro Pump or a Scald, or a, not Hydro Pump or a Scald, or an Ice Beam, I mean. And I would have probably switched to Latios. So I go for another Earthquake, and that just doesn't hurt nearly as much as I was expecting it to. It really doesn't. And then he gets most of it back. I know he's going to Protect. I'm going to go to Terrakion. I can start firing off some ridiculous close combats in his face, and that'll be fantastic. Even Tentacruel is not going to enjoy them. I have learned that banded Terrakion is just ridiculous. However, that was not quite good enough, and I know he has Protect, and he has Rain Dish, so that's just not a winning combination right there. I can switch to either Latios, or I can switch to either one of my two guys at that point, but I felt like Latios was safer because it resisted water. So that's what I went to, and thank God. So, and now at this point, I'm going to have to end up revealing I'm not choiced. The question is, what do I reveal first? He's most likely going to Protect this turn, which is fine. So I'm going to go Thunder, just in case I'm wrong, it's still going to be effective, and then Close Combat can definitely take out the victory from there. And now, it's so tough. Is he going to stay in, or is he not? I do go Psyshock, though, instead of HP Fire, and at this point, I just have to reveal HP Fire. I just do, because I need this thing to take more damage if I want Earthquake to kill it. Close Combat would kill it just fine, but I need Earthquake to be able to kill it too. So He's going to protect again, get more damage up there, but Leech Seed won't kill me just yet. So it gives me, it's like, do I want to switch and try and save that? I don't want to take the risk of predicting protect and getting hit with something, though he hasn't shown any offensive moves yet. Whatever. I know that HP Fire will take this thing just about to dead. He won't gain much back, and then I can fire off close combats, which if he switches, that's fine. I should be able to 2-hit KO. If he doesn't switch, I'll have 2 guys to take care of Tentacruel, and that should be a guaranteed victory for me from here on out. He is going to protect once, which gets it a little bit closer to surviving, but I think he would need to hit a double protect to have a chance, because I did a little bit over 30%, and he's not quite there. So I am going to walk away with this one in the bag, though it was hard fought. It was a close match for sure. It's about time Iron Ball did work. I've had tons of demo matches with this team, and Iron Balls, it's been good, but I haven't hit a Rotom yet. And everything that I have tricked an Iron Ball to, I haven't been able to hit it with an Earthquake yet. And I took Spikes off of this team before I recorded anything. I had Spikes on Scarm for the longest time, and then I switched it and I've started recording after that. So things aren't going so well so far with this team, but I'm having a little bit of fun, I guess. And I certainly had fun this match. It was a nice match, so thank you to Rainrunner for being a viewer and having a great challenge, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Take it easy. Catch you later. Peace.